The Zephyr Peaks. When I first came here, the air was the clearest I had ever smelled, and the ringing of the chimes, the singing of the shepherds from mountain to mountain. Well, a king cannot play favourites, of course, and this should be a place for a clear mind, for solitude. I saw to that. The windmills still turn here mostly, but my children are helpless without instructions. You may need to patch a few things up on your journey. The fabulous red-heart birds migrate all across the realm, but they always manage to find the very highest, hardest and damn well-reached places to nest. Oh, I remember scaling these heights during my home. A feather of the red-heart bird. At least, that's what I always called them. My predecessor didn't leave many clues. This windmill once moved the cable car, but looks like someone has started to repair it and left the place in disorder. Look around. There may be something to fix it. Our children never throw anything away. Success! Industry! The wheels of the world turn once more. But you have to keep holding the lever to turn the mechanism. See those feathers on the top of his mask? This one is from the village in the valley below, I think. It must have been stuck here since I don't know how long. So, you passed the chasm. I'm reasonably impressed. You have potential indeed. I'll have to keep an eye on you. What are you up to? I see. Well, fly, little kite. Here the weavers and shepherds would trade their goods with the miners from deep below, but the cave mouth has been blocked for a long time. This village used to be full with movement, life and bird song, but now, silence. Perhaps they too needed purpose. The fine mask marks this one as a tower guardian. They hold no power since the towers went dark, but once they were spread throughout the realm, and always wore the most intricate masks. Crude things to a maskmaker's eye, of course. A six-headed stormberry. Well done. It's not easy to find. Usually we only find 2 or 3 heads. That's like 4-leaf clover times 3. But careful, these stormberries are not for eating. They're far too precious for mask making. When crushed, they produce a particular deep blue dye. Breathe it in. These are the highest, but also the deepest places in my realm. The kites fly to the high peaks, while the shepherd villages nestle in the valleys below. And below that, beneath the mountain, well, we'll get to that.
See those feathers? That is mountain craftsmanship, that is.
The shepherds would graze their billy gruffs here. See, Space for pasture is so limited that they would create these systems of bridges to rotate their flocks and allow the fields to regrow. Complicated business. Or even the king must admit, they're rather cute. But this little thing seems to have lost his flock. It's cut off by the bridge system. Oh, these herders and their bridges. But beware, Billy Gruffs are bad-tempered beasts. Stubborn as a mule, they never seem to go where they're supposed to go. I can't say I've missed these creatures since the realm grew quiet. But, their soft, tough hair is a craftsman's treat. The shearing house. Here the herders sheared the hardy Billy Gruff hair for the weavers. Oh, a grimy, noisy business. But they wove everything from clothes to the kites up there in the sky. Oh, listen to the creature bleat. Find a way to bring it home, will you? Customers would come to our shop, looking to find themselves, but it seems no one ever really did. I remember one day, a customer came to the shop, a pretty lady. She needed a mask for a wedding feast. She hoped to catch a rich husband. The master sent me to the market for blue feathers. I dodged the curses and the fists of the market men, searching. They must be blue. No others would do. I found them, and at first I bargained, but the tailors and hat makers laughed. Couldn't a child like me catch a bird for myself? So, when a shopkeeper was distracted, I did. The master turned my fistful of stolen sky into a beautiful bluebird mask for the lady. She said it made her feel like flying. The master asked why then did she want to fly into a golden cage. She never came back. A king? Oh, come to see Daddy, little Billy. So, the little creature wants to go in the shearing house. Oh, I always thought it was such a cruel business. Oh, no! What's happening? Maybe this is not the shearing house, but the slaughterhouse. Oh, God! What did you do, apprentice? Freshly shorn and feeling the air. Go then, find your parents, little Billy Gruff. You have served your king well. It seems in some cases a little haircut is no bad thing. There, a lock of billy gruff hair. A fine design, crafted with billy gruff hair. This was a herder. No surprise, it's taking a rest.
Once these shepherds would sing from mountaintop to mountaintop. See the decorations on its mask? It must have had the finest, clearest voice.
You are in the service of the mask. The riddle is to know what the mask expects from you at the moment you wear it.
There was a burial place for the billy gruffs here. These animals were highly beloved.
You will find answers at the tower.
Billy gruff horns, the last component we'll need. These old ones were used for strange rituals that are, thankfully, long past.
Be careful. A mask always asks more questions than it answers.
The mask is an imprint of the mind, of the emotions. Wear it, and it disguises you with truth.
That blasted tower. When I first came to this realm, there was a power here already. Old and frightened, it clung to the past, it clung to its power, and refused to share. I am unable to enter these towers. But then, well, that's what apprentices are for. A fragment of the ancient Master's mask is in that tower. Find it for me. Good. The tower allows you in. Faithful apprentice, once in there, I cannot follow. Ascend the tower for me, find the fragment of the Master's mask, and ignore everything else. Got it?
So, you're here, at last. You seem to be fitting yourself to the role of apprentice. Ask yourself, are you merely doing as he wants, or are you becoming what he wants? Perhaps you do have some backbone in there, somewhere. Here, we three spirits trapped in that crumbling old shop can reach back into the mask realm, at least a little. What you seek is at the top. The source of that last trickle of power. Climb the tower. I am waiting. What I have to show you is not easy, apprentice, but I will not lie to you. This place is the greatest test in the realm, because here you must know thyself, or risk disappearing behind the mask. There, you will no longer need to return to the workshop to choose a new mask. You can now change mask on the spot. Take up a mask and try borrowing into these two guardians to discover what you can do. Good. Now borrow into the other. Good. Now, descend into the tower. So, the king likes to talk, doesn't he? It can't be easy when you're inside one of his little wooden subjects. Silent and full of splinters. That's how the king likes his friends. Have no fear. They are nothing more than automata, wood animated by the magic of the realm. The king thought he had cut himself off completely, but they provided a back door. So, there you are. I am Sir, Mask of the Mountains. Mine is the second secret law of Carnival. Know thyself, and fight against oblivion, lest you lose yourself in the masquerade. You met my siblings, but finally we meet. Finally, we can talk of important matters. What did the king tell you about us? Nothing, I expect. He has tried to hide every part of the story behind his masks. You must remember. Remember a story you heard long ago, in a distant place, a mask shop. Remember that you are not just a wooden dummy standing where he has put you. Remember. You are more than the mask. Now, get close to me and take off my mask, and you will discover the truth.
So the master had his apprentice. The nameless boy grew up amid the paint pots and false faces of the mask shop. The boy learned fast, and he was gifted at the old techniques, tying feathers and mixing pigment and shaping wood. The master told the boy tales of the magical lands he had traveled through, searching for inspiration and components for his masks. Bright islands, deep forests, and high peaks. The boy dreamed of exploring these places for himself, discovering things the master had missed, and always his master promised, soon, when you are ready. The old master taught him the 3 secret laws of Carnival. The 3 laws which keep those who would create new faces from becoming lost in masquerade. Firstly, you must love thyself and deny vanity. Second, know thyself to escape oblivion. And third, be open and tolerant to defy isolation. But it seemed that for every wondrous story of the Maskmaker's craft, there was another rule the boy had to learn. Another rule that showed he was still not yet ready. The Maskmaker kept his secrets. He would not allow the boy to read his ancient blueprints, handed down from Maskmaker to Maskmaker, and the boy could never enter the master's secret workshop, where he created his finest masks. For it is dangerous to make new faces when you do not yet know your own. Frustrated with rules and riddles, the boy would run away pockets full, searching for what lay beneath his own mask.
Now you begin to see. The mask begins to slip. Now it is up to you. We 3 feeble ghosts are trapped in the shop, weak and fragmented, where we were first broken apart. Only in these 3 ancient towers can we enter the masked realm, where the king's power is the weakest, and speak to you as we once were. Reach the other 2 towers. Speak to my siblings. Learn the truth. And do not trust the king. You can take off your mask to come back to the workshop now. You're not a prisoner of the tower anymore. You have our trust. You can take off your mask to come back to the workshop now.
Ah, the brackish but surprisingly edible sun kelp. Used in fertility rites, believe it or not. This part of my realm has seen better days. Once my subjects kept every corner spick and span, but they were always moving, always was changing beneath my hands. I only needed them to be still a moment so I could work. Now, well, the realm's so quiet, but at least things stay where I put them. The town guardian. Time has not been kind. How long has it been since I last ventured from my castle?
A mask is a performance, and it expects you to play along. You must know what your mask needs you to be.